All right, let me get started off by saying this run could have gone a lot better. I bagged 2 cougars. One was 2-star, the other one was just a 1-star. All of the birds were perfect kills, so I'm getting 3 feathers off of every single bird kill that we see here. Another thing that held us back was later in this hunt, it got dark. And when it gets dark, the birds that I'm hunting do not spawn. But we're in a mission at that point earning gold. That's right, we're earning gold. We earn 0.24 gold, $95.30, and 1,035 XP over a 37-minute and 59-second period. This video will show you that entire hunt. There is a time lapse towards the end, but during that time lapse, there's an in-game time displayed on the screen. So if you really want to go through and add and check my times on this, it's all there for you to do so. Now let's get started. We're coming out of Benedict Point, southeast of Tumbleweed. Okay, that's over in the New Austin state on the west side of the map. This location has 3 static bird spawns. 1 eagle, 1 hawk, and 1 vulture. I'm only going to be able to show you 2. As well as what really is the key to this entire video, Hector, an NPC that gives missions. And one of the missions that he gives will be featured in this episode. Another mission that he gives is similar to this mission. I will be featuring it in another episode. The method to that is going to be slightly different than the method to this. So if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe because you don't want to miss the method for the other mission. With that being said, let's get into what I'm doing here. I've already taken down one of the static bird spawns at this location. However, I got really lucky and found 2 condor flying around. So I was able to down 3 birds entirely. Now, I frequently see other NPCs here on horseback. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for a second horse in order to head to the butcher up in Tumbleweed. And I found these guys. This isn't actually something I normally do. I don't normally get a second horse and bring more to the butcher. But since it's so convenient, since I'm so used to seeing NPCs running around with horses here, this run, I figured, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to give it a try and see how it works out for me. But I know when I get into town, you get up to the butcher and you have 2 horses there. It's like getting you all boxed in. You got nowhere to move. You end up tripping over stuff. It's really aggravating. So what you're going to see me do here in a moment when I get up to Tumbleweed is ditch the horse just out of town and run in with the carcass thrown over my shoulder. I feel much safer doing that in case I encounter someone that wants to PvP. I don't want to be on a stranger's horse that's going to buck me as soon as it hears a gunshot. I'd rather be on foot with a carcass thrown over my shoulder using my sawed-off than on my back after a horse threw me. And you might be asking yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I running to the butcher with 3 birds and nothing else? I mean, like, I just practically started my hunt. When I started this video, I had nothing in my inventory. So we're less than 4 minutes in at this point, and I'm already heading to the butcher. This is really odd behavior, right? Well, if you notice at the very beginning of the video, I was talking to Hector. Now, Hector offered me a caravan escort mission. I don't want to do that. The mission we're looking for is on the hunt. Okay? So, what I do in order to get him to change missions is I collect those birds in the area, and then I run up and sell them to the butcher. After selling them to the butcher, I run back down to Benedict Point, collect some more birds, talk to Hector, see if he's offering on the hunt. If he's not, I come back up to the butcher. I just keep doing it over and over and over, making lots of money, selling all these birds while I'm waiting for an on-the-hunt mission. Now, alternatively, instead of doing this hunt with the birds, you can just stay in Benedict Point and do a free roam. And the free roam will let you reload and get a new mission possibly right away. It could be the same mission after you free roam, but it could be a different mission too. Also, you could run up and hunt the cougar. Whatever it is you decide to do, keep doing it until you get on the hunt mission. And then we go on a hunt and we start making gold on that hunt. We're going to continue hunting birds as well as run up and get a cougar while we're on that mission earning gold, which is going to supplement the earnings from the mission. Normally the mission that we're going to be doing, you have to find and examine 3 clues where this wolf has had a feeding area. But since we're going to be outside of that area letting the timer run down, when we get back into the area, the wolf will have already spawned. We're not going to have to go through the activity of examining all 3 of the clues. Hector just gave me the same mission as last time, but that's going to happen. It's just a matter of time until he'll start offering a different mission. You could stand right there at Benedict Point and wait for him to switch missions too. You don't have to run around. Now watch very closely at what you're about to see, because you're about to witness where the static bird spawn locations are by Benedict Point. And if you'll notice, I just shot the rock below the bird first, and that was in order to startle it and make it fly away from the rock. I don't want to shoot it while it's on its perch, because it might die up there, causing me to have to go up and retrieve it. I'd much rather would just pick it up on the ground down here. I'm sure you would as well. If you rewind a little bit and go back prior to when I saw the bird, you'll see me looking at the spawn point and then looking away. Looking at the spawn point and then looking away. I was doing that even prior to going in and talking to Hector. And that's because if there's no bird there, you can look away from it and look back and keep doing that repeatedly and eventually get a bird to spawn. Okay, now pay attention here. You're going to see a hawk static location, which I treat the same way. I shoot the rock down below it, I get the hawk to fly away from the rock, and then I shoot it down. Makes it much easier to retrieve. About spawning those birds though, the tactic of looking away and looking at the spawn point will not work at night. Those birds only spawn during the daytime, and I don't believe you'll be able to get them to spawn if it's raining either. There are some like pronghorn or deer type animals that are between the Benedict Point area and Tumbleweed. However, they're really close to Tumbleweed, and I find frequently when I shoot them, I pick up a wanted level or a witness for disturbing the peace. Go ahead and mess with them. That's up to you, but know that you're taking a risk before you get involved. I have considered continuing past Tumbleweed north to kill the cougar that's up there, which you'll also see the location of later in the video. However, as I've mentioned before about the birds not spawning at night, daytime is precious. So I want to keep making this run back and forth to Hector while those birds will spawn. Later on, when it's nighttime, if you're trying to get the on the hunt mission, when the birds are not spawning, instead of hunting birds, you can use the cougar as your hunt target. So what you would do is you would talk to Hector. If he doesn't give you the mission, you shoot up north of Tumbleweed, kill the cougar, come down to the butcher, sell it to the butcher, head back down to Hector, see if he offers the hunt mission. If he doesn't offer it, head back up, get another cougar, come down, hit the butcher, rinse and repeat until you get an on the hunt mission. And as you can see, some people are having fun in Tumbleweed, so I was defending myself. Actually, I bumped into an NPC at the butcher because I was kind of in a rush to get up to the butcher because people are firing so many guns around. So now I'm wanted, which forces me to run out of Tumbleweed if I'm going to talk to the butcher. And I figure while I'm wanted, why not go check on the cougar spawn? I know it's up here. There's a guy that's really close to it, but lo and behold, there it is, sitting there waiting for me to kill it. Now, I'm not sure, but listen. Did you hear that? I think my horse kicked the cougar there. I'm not 100% sure, but I think my horse kicked the cougar. I tried looking at the video footage, and I don't really get a clear angle to see, but it sure sounds like the horse kicked the cougar, which might explain why it's only a 1-star. But the footage, it looked like I shot just behind the head, but I still got the neck. So I think it was a good kill shot. I'm not really sure why it's a 1-star. I thought I had a good shot on it. I actually didn't even realize that it was a 1-star, and I only got 1 meat off of it, and not a perfect kill until I was at the butcher selling it. So, still got a wanted level. This is another location that I'm running to that has oodles of static bird locations. There are, I believe, 8 different spots that you can find either a hawk, a condor, or a vulture right in this little area. And I just saw a hawk that I went under, so I'm going to get that hawk as well and add its feathers to my satchel. I still got this cop chasing after me. This wanted level, it's being a bugger right now. I'm going to have to take this cop out, just, you know, hide out for a little bit. It's unfortunate that when you want to just PvE, PvPers kind of get in the way. It would be kind of nice to be able to set yourself on a mode where you just can't be messed with. But hey, the game is just delicious how it is. I love it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it would be a nice feature to have. While we have a little lull in the action waiting for this wanted level to wear off, I'm going to craft on my horse. Check this out. You can go into your item wheel, right bumper over, press down on the left stick, hit the right trigger, and switch to crafting mode while you're on your horse. This is great for crafting anything that doesn't require a campfire, like split point, explosive ammo, incendiary rounds, different types of arrows. Some horse medicines and tonics, I believe, don't require a campfire. Whatever doesn't require a campfire, you can just do it right on your horse. You can also do this while you're standing or kneeling. You don't have to be by a campfire or on your horse. You can do this off your horse as well, in case you didn't know. Now I'm going to have a bite to eat and restore my core because my Deadeye core is low. When your Deadeye core is low, it will throw off your auto aim. So if you ever notice, your auto aim is like, say, aiming for somebody's hand instead of their chest or over their shoulder. You're just like, what is wrong with my aim? Look at the core on your Deadeye. If it's low, then that's the reason. Eat some food and get your core restored. So I always try and keep, at the very least, my Deadeye core up. And I really like to have my health core up too. Sometimes I let my action core slip because I'm not so worried about that one. If any of you know what the negative impact of having a low health or action core is, give me a comment down below and let me know. Is this something that you've tested? Have you heard it from friends? What is the effect? I have my suspicions as to what it is, but I haven't done any testing, and I haven't really paid a whole bunch of attention to it. So if you already know, let me know. I would really appreciate that knowledge. I might even pin the best comment explaining it with the most detail and at a level where everyone can understand. Because it's information I think would be important for all of us to know. I wish I could tell it to you now, but if I can pin it down below, everybody look for that comment if you're interested in knowing too, because I'm sure somebody in the community knows the answer to that question. Now I would like to address one of the game mechanics around explosive ammo. If somebody is wearing the ability card, never without one, where they can take a headshot and not die, and you headshot them with explosive ammo, they will not die until their hat pops off. So it's going to cost you 2 shots. So when you shoot someone with explosive ammo, you want to aim for their other head. As seen. And it blows them right off the horse and takes their horse out with them. You like that? I do too. It's great. Get rid of those griefers. No problem. And I was using Slippery Bastard as my Deadeye card there as well. And that prevents them from getting a target lock on me. So as soon as he shot at me, I went into Slippery Bastard mode so he couldn't get another shot. Turned around, and when I was facing him and ready to engage him, I turned Slippery Bastard off. Because when it's on, I cannot get a target lock either. So I have to turn it off, and then I can get the target lock and go for the kill. I love Slippery Bastard and explosive ammo. I have several gameplay videos showing PvP in free roam with me using Slippery Bastard. If you haven't watched those, I would definitely check them out. There's one right now, I go in a 1v4. I'm solo against a posse of 4 griefers who are just like wrecking Saint Denis. And I hit them up with a 15-6 KD. I take them down 15 times for the 6 times they take me down. And the first 2 times they took me down, I wasn't even really fighting them. The first time I was just like minding my own business. The second time, somehow, some way, after them killing me the first time, they went pink on the radar. Maybe they weren't all posse together, but some pinks killed me the second time, so I wasn't really even engaging them either. I was just looking for red dots at that point. But anyways, I'm not ranting. I don't want to rant about that. Slippery Bastard is awesome. I really just can't get enough of running around in Deadeye mode, feeling untouchable. Once again, back to Hector, and he's got what we're looking for. On the Hunt is what he's offering. So like I said prior in the video, he offers 2 different On the Hunt missions. This is the Wolf mission. There's also a Cougar mission. I am not featuring both of those in the same video. There's a different method to doing the Cougar mission that I've come up with. I'm curious if any other people might have any ideas on how to work that other Cougar mission after seeing this video. Please do drop a comment down below if you have any ideas about that, because I would love to hear about it. Finally, what we all came for. We're earning gold. We are on a mission. That's right. We're heading over, follow this yellow waypoint until you get inside of the mission area. Once you get inside the mission area, there's usually a vulture that spawns, and that's what I'm looking for right now. But for some reason the vulture's not there. It's usually right on that body, which is one of the clues. But that also starts a timer. You can see at the top of the screen 1947, 1946. That timer's counting down. Now we don't want to complete the mission until that timer is at 30 seconds or less. Once it's dropped below 30 seconds, we will get maximum payout for the mission. So we have 19 minutes to waste right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to run to the butcher, and we're going to take what we've already got to the butcher and sell it. And then we're going to go on a cougar hunt. Now if it's daytime, not only cougar will we get, but hawk, condor, and vulture. And go ahead and laugh. I just totally potatoed the landing again. I know, last time I came in here, I hit the civilian. Now I fall off my horse. I would like to rename this place to Tumbleweed. I'm always stumbling around and tripping and falling over everything. Let's get out of here. Time's a wasting. Time's a ticking. We got work to do. Let's go get that cougar. What the heck? I don't even know if I'm getting shot at or what's going on. There's like bullets whizzing every which way. Like I'm not getting hit. So somebody's either really bad aim or I don't know what. Anyhow, the cougar is right up this road north of Tumbleweed. It's not far at all. If you're not familiar with this location, then just do a search on Tumbleweed Cougar RDR2 or something of that nature. I also have videos in the vlog which are labeled Tumbleweed Cougar, which you could look those up. I might have some explanation there for you on how to hunt this method. But it's pretty basic. You just come up here, and there's a cougar. And it will respawn like every 7 minutes or so, something like that. Maybe 5 to 7 minutes. I'm not exactly sure what the exact respawn rate is. But you don't need to switch servers to get this to respawn. It will respawn. So you could include this in the loop, like I was saying earlier, when you're farming birds. But I wouldn't do it. I would just farm birds during the daytime, and then when it gets nighttime, farm the cougar while you're looking to pick up an on the hunt mission. And then when you get an on the hunt mission, obviously do what we're doing now, come up and get the cougar. Because there's no point in going back to Hector again. We're going to start spending time farming cougar instead. This run, if we could go north again to where I was hiding when I was wanted earlier and got that hawk, if it was daylight, we could go up there and get more birds right now too, to take back down to the butcher with this cougar. And furthermore, I do believe you may have enough time to hunt 2 cougars during this 20-minute time period. I did not get an opportunity to try on this hunt. And you'll see why in a moment, because the yahoos down in Tumbleweed suck me into their shenanigans, and I need to unload a gun on them. So that pulls some time off of my availability to be able to try getting the second cougar. But I am on a mission to get that hunt on video, where during the 20-minute period I bag 2 cougars. And if I can do it during the daytime and bag birds as well, then the amount of money and gold being earned per hour on that hunt, I think, is going to be mind-blowing. The potential there is incredible. Now check this out. I come out of the butcher. Watch how fast I draw on this guy. He draws on me, and before he can even get a shot off, I draw and fire. Those sawed-off shotguns are some quick shooting action. They're like the varmint rifle of sidearms. Love them. They're just so much fun with that incendiary ammo. That's what I'm using in them, is incendiary ammo. And it catches stuff on fire. Like, I've caught woods on fire, bushes on fire, houses on fire. Just burns everything. So now these guys have gone and done it, okay? I didn't want to mess with them. I'm on a hunt. I want to make some money. But now you've gone and killed me. So I can't just let that go unanswered. I need to lay the law down. That's right. It's time for the revenge of the slippery bastard. Here we go. Let me get my Deadeye up. Let me get my potions right. These guys have opened a can of worms. We're still in the middle of a mission, but that don't matter to me. The mission will go on. We will be successful. I don't care about, the time at this moment. I need to put these guys in some wooden boxes and send a letter home to their mama. So let's rock it out. This is just time. I'm walking through them. I really hope that they're in game chat or in a party right now, because I just love the thought of them talking to one another right now. Just furious. Like, he just walked through all of us. He's wrecking every single one of us. Like, just what's going on in their party chat right now? This must be a riot to listen to. If I was just a fly on the wall in one of their rooms. Like, I got hit one time. I'm getting chased by all the cops right now too, because I've killed all of them. So now they don't have wanted levels. I'm the only one really that has a wanted level at this point, and I'm still not dying. That's not what this video is all about, so we're going to move on from them. I've spent a lot of time in game getting this hunt to line up just right, where I've got birds spawning in the proper locations, quick enough and well enough to where I can demonstrate exactly how to do this hunt and the tactics behind it. Sure, we're not getting 3-star cougars, but we're still getting cougars, and we're getting birds at the right spots. The only spot that I would like to get more birds was way up north past the cougar where I got that one hawk when I had the wanted level. If it was more daytime there, I would have toyed around in that area more and showed you how to get those birds to respawn. You'll have to catch that in a future video or a previous video. I did go over that in a previous vlog video titled Tumbleweed Cougar with a Twist. So check that video out if you're interested in knowing more about that bird spawn location. And now that we've downed the mission objective, this wolf right here is what we need to take back to Benedict Point. Notice though, we've still got 12 minutes left on the clock, and we want to complete the mission when there's only 30 seconds left. So at that moment when we had been putting the wolf on the horse and had 12 minutes left, we were in grace of 11 minutes and 30 seconds, which I do believe is more than enough time to go up and bag a second cougar and sell it to the butcher and get back down here and then get the wolf. I don't think that we have maximized this run just yet, but we will. Stay tuned, subscribe, don't miss out. I'm going to be going into a time lapse here once I get off my horse, because I don't want to just have 10.5 minutes of airtime that I need to fill with stuff while I'm just standing here not playing. So we're going to go into a time lapse in order to get to the end of the mission, and then you can see the payout. Now, when you're standing in this position next to the mission area, you are safe from other players. You cannot be killed by PvP when you are this close to completing the mission. If you zoom out to your map, you can see that all the other pink dots are faded out when you're this close, and that's an indicator that you're safe from being shot by other players. So I recommend just setting a timer if you're going to be waiting this time out, so you don't forget and end up failing the mission. Also, plugging your controller in is not a bad idea either, because if it were to happen to die right at the last 35 seconds, you might not get that controller plugged back in time to collect your gold. So if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. Thanks for coming in. I hope this video helped expand your view of the options available to you in Red Dead Redemption 2. I'll catch you next time. This is The Last Deadeye.